care.
All right, now to a guy named Pat who disagrees with Bud, but Pat Buchanan's beef isn't with the mission. It's with the guy leading that mission. He joins us on the phone. Pat, you think there's another agenda here. Explain.
Well, first let me disagree with my good friend and colleague, Bud McFarlane. He wants a really robust attack that really does damage and maybe brings down the Assad regime, from what I've just heard. We could do that, unquestionably, if you went in all out. But the consequence of that would be a Syria which was all broken up, where the dominant forces were the Muslim Brotherhood and Al-Qaeda. What would follow then is a massacre of the Christians, and at least for Al-Qaeda, enclaves and sanctuaries, just like they had in Waziristan and Tora Bora, and the United States would have a hellish problem on its hands. This is why Barack Obama doesn't want to bring down the Syrian regime. And before this incident occurred, no one in this country, or almost no one besides McCain and his colleagues, a few colleagues, wanted to enter us into a Syrian civil war where no vital interest of this country is remotely at stake in the outcome, except that we don't want Al-Qaeda in power. What this is behind the scenes, the Syrian war is the dress rehearsal for the war on Iran. It is the back door to the war on Iran. The people you see championing robust attacks and bringing down Assad and going are the same ones who want to go to war with Iran and do not want to negotiate with the new regime. And quite frankly, were appalled when something of a moderate regime in Iranian terms was elected to negotiate with the United States. Now, I understand McCain. If McCain is saying that, look, if you're going to do a light attack, you're not going to bring down Assad, which he would like to do. You're not going to degrade him sufficiently so he can be defeated. And what's going to happen is retaliation against the United States or its allies or its interests, and it's going to look like a victory for Assad.
But you're worried that either way, it's a slippery slope for us.
There is no vital American interest in Assad's downfall. There is no vital American interest in this war.
Well,
That's
do you mean by that it's better the devil you know than the one you don't? Is that what
well, there's certainly Assad. I mean, we've dealt with Assad and his father for 40 years. I was with Nixon when he flew to meet Hafez al-Assad. George H.W. Bush enlisted Hafez al-Assad, the murderer of Hama, on his side in the Gulf War. He's a dictator and a thug, but the United States can deal with these people. The insanity would be, especially, Neil, if you read this morning what has happened in Libya. It is just broken all apart with militia all over the place. It's not exporting oil. It is a hellish failed state, which is an incubator of terrorism.
Be careful what you wish for. You just might get it. Patrick, thank you very, very much.
Well, thank you, Neil.